Welcome, welcome, brothers and sisters. You made it to Friday. The fun is just beginning. That was the Gyuto monks out of Tibet, really out of India, in sanctuary after having to flee Tibet after the Chinese invaded in the 40s, after Mao took over from the nationalists and they all scattered to Taiwan, right? That lead chanter there was Sonam Targay, great man. I met him when I was at the Chicago Board of Trade many decades ago. He was a Tibetan, was a monk. He escaped from Tibet on his uncle's shoulders. Hi, Hot Sauce, good morning. While two of his uncles were killed by the Chinese, his dad was killed by the Chinese occupation, and he escaped with the Dalai Lama to India, where they got refuge. And then Sonam and the Gyuto monks, he was a head chanter there. I won't go into why they chant in that voice, but they were brought over here by the Grateful Dead, Mickey Hart, and to go around and show the amazing harmonies that they do. And with their chants, what they do is 3 notes at the same time. Anyways, he disrobed, opened up a restaurant in Chicago called the Tibet Cafe, and he also was a runner at the Chicago Board of Trade. That's where I met him. And we became very good friends. Lost him 2 years ago. He moved to New York, lost him 2 years ago. But he was a great man, taught me a lot. Taught me a lot about Buddhist way of thinking, of what I always preach when people are assholes to you. Use them as a teacher. What do they teach you? They teach you patience and compassion for them because they're going through something. The market, struggling, right? Economic data, showed you some of the data this morning. Getting a little hot. Nothing, you listen to the channels like idiots like George. Yes, he is an idiot. I know I always say that. You probably don't want to hear it, but when people think you're guaranteed rate cuts just because, no. If we're too hot, the goal is to get it to a nominal rate eventually, right? Down at least at 2-3%. But if we're running too hot, which we are right now, the Fed will pause next month, 100%. I'm not saying they're going to, but if you look at the betting on this stupid thing, it has gone down in percentage in regards to, and here's people riding horses. I'm totally against that. What animal wants to be ridden? Not them. They have to be broken to be ridden. So if it's too hot, the data's coming out too strong. If they keep seeing that, they will hold to see what happens. They're in no rush. He explained that yesterday. And that's one of the main reasons that spooked the market. It wasn't offset by Gensler comments, which is not a complete, how you doing? Not a complete exit from the SEC. Sands, why did I get summoned? You are summoned to the Dark Overlords. You are summoned to the Overlords. There you go. You think you could take me in a fight? I am 260 pounds, so 6'7", and bench press 300 pounds. Nope, you would kill me. If I got you to the ground, which I won't be able to do, but if you made a mistake and you got to the ground, I could use my Brazilian jiu-jitsu to choke you out or something. But I have a wrecked left shoulder that I've been putting off for 20 years, getting fixed, that I got messed up in jiu-jitsu. I tore my shoulder. I just don't feel like getting it fixed because it'll be 7 months not working out and that stuff. I can't do that right now or ever maybe. But you would kill me. One punch from you, I would be dead. We get to the ground, I might have, if I can get your neck or your arm, that's all I could do. But you'll kick the shit out of me. Our economy is a giant bubble and it's going to burst. Cheaper. Welcome. I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Well, I stopped quite a few years ago, purple belt. But, I did it in Chicago, and my teachers got very weird. the instructors, they're Bosnian, and we had the Gracies come in and all that good stuff. Kenny Florian, you name it, they were there. Hickson Gracie, got to train with all of them, but they became fanatical Muslims because Bosnians were, genocide against with the Serbia. And they came with Serbia, not the Serbia, and came here and they just became fanatic and they started converting people over to Islam. And I wasn't having that, so I boogied. And also I was getting my ass kicked by people come into jiu-jitsu. I trained with a lot of SWAT team, Chicago SWAT and cops. But you get all these hothead wrestlers coming in, 10 years younger than me, trying to tear my head off. And I would just wait for them to do their thing, and then I would choke them out or whatever. But I just got tired of it. It was really more, I broke ribs many times, and, I'm a professional. I have a professional career, and, I can't be going to work or see clients with a black eye, so there was like 3 months I could barely get out of bed on my own. My wife had to push me out of bed because I broke my ribs multiple times. There's nothing you can do about that. So I train pretty hard. I'm a small guy. I've trained my whole life. I'm 52. I run away from fights. No way. I'll get my ass kicked by anyone. My daughters can kick my ass. Why do you eat my lunch's food? Okay. Weird. Why do you eat my lunch's food? Yeah, I know the Gracies and the others too. Yeah, it's wonderful. They're Serbian hot sauce. There you go. So you know what I love, I worked with many people from Serbia. You know what went on with Milosevic and all that shit back then, but we don't need to get into that. Those were the days. I'm long past that. So, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy is only good if he can get you on the ground, And then even then, if I'm going up a guy against a very tall guy and I go for a triangle or an arm bar, they could just pick me up and slam me on my head and it's over. So, but it's the best martial art for a woman because if they get you on your back, a guy goes to take advantage of a woman and gets her on her back, she could take him out. So, but it's a rough sport and it's full contact. That's how you have to train. It's a wonderful thing. It's not doing stupid katas like karate. Karate doesn't work. Started that when I was 6 years old. Taekwondo doesn't work. Judo works. Judo comes out of jiu-jitsu. Or maybe it's vice versa. And jiu-jitsu was rough. And then the Gracies, when they brought over, jiu-jitsu master, to thank him, he gave them lessons. And the youngest one, or the littlest one, needed to change his jiu-jitsu to accommodate his small stature, like me, and use leverage. And hence, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Beefing with the Bosnians? I don't know. I have no idea. So, XRP to 589. I don't do clickbait. That ain't ever happening. I'll be happy with the dollar right now. XRP is moving because of Gensler and the case. Some of the news about the case in Brad Garlinghouse. That's why it's moving. A lot of times when the rest of the market isn't, that's when you'll see Cardano and XRP move. And everyone, will tell you about alt season, how this is what happens, that's what happens. And I even talk about it, but you're not guaranteed it. I'm just, telling everyone. We've only truly had one alt season for the most part. When I say true, when the Bitcoin comes off and they say you have like a month to get all your gains or 2 months. We didn't get one last time. So these are all theories and these are all hopeful promises that they give you. And I'm hopeful too, but you're never guaranteed anything. Meaning, right now they are many analysts and many financial investors are a lot smarter than any of us, certainly me, think we are in a bubble. As someone mentioned here, an equity bubble, certainly not a crypto bubble. You could think maybe Bitcoin is. I don't at this point. If it was 500 grand, yeah. But what they are, if equities were and something significant happens, I believe Trump will do everything to fight against that. The one good and bad thing about Trump is, and many bad, is his huge ego. So he will do whatever it can. He does not want things going bad in his last term, right? Everything did last time with COVID and everything. Even though he thinks he was amazing during that. It was brutal. But that bursts, so does crypto. That won't be a hedge. We follow equities. You know, it doesn't mean on days sometimes equities are down and it comes into crypto and crypto goes up. But as of right now, we're coupled with it. XRP to reach $10 is almost an impossibility. You know, and I'm a holder. You know, I have 100,000 at 17 cents. So it's looking good right now for me. It's fine. That's just a tiny bit of my portfolio. But for it to even reach $3 is going to be, you know, it's not going to be an easy trip. You know, we have a market cap in XRP of almost 50 billion. That means 150 billion, over 150 billion. And I'm not going to be right on the money here because I'm not doing calculations. I'm walking. Just got done with my run. Hey, look at that ball. But, you know, we're talking 150 billion more at $3. Six, double that, triple, you know, almost hundreds of millions of dollars to reach $10. That can happen. It's going to be a struggle. And the only way that's happening is if Bitcoin really takes off and everything else does. We get into a true full-on alt market, which we're waiting for. Right now, there's a little scaredness in the market. We went up fast. People panic. And guess what? Guess who's selling? You know who. Miners and whales are selling tremendously. I mean, they're making hundreds of millions of dollars right now. Bitcoin miners have transferred over $4 billion worth to exchanges. $4 billion worth. They're unloading because, you know, they're selling at 90,000, 89,000. They're in a couple $100, a couple $1,000, $8,000, $15,000, $20,000. They're selling. All right, let me look at a couple comments here. Jackson, don't understand what you're saying, but welcome. Carlos, don't be offended by what I said in regards to Serbia. Are still beefing with Bosnians. I don't think they are. I'm talking a long time ago. Long time ago. During Clinton. Bill Clinton, that is. Anyways, I was just messing with me. Wish you a great day. Okay. Wish you a great day. Vegan and crew. Hello. Good morning, Monica. Welcome. Too bad Moonwell is dumping. All right, let's take a look. Moonwell is not on my list, on the top of my brain right now, just because my accumulation of that is over. Let's see. Moonwell, 647. That's actually, I believe, up. It's not, it's down right now. It's down, about 1% over the last hour, but it got to 580, 0.580. So everything's dumping. Have no fear. The steam is out of Moonwell. A lot of stuff going on base right now in regards to oversaturation with memes and everything. So you have to take that into consideration. And remember, when things pop up fast, like Moonwell did, it has a breather. Money comes out, and that'll happen to all the alts. Everything takes a breather, and it might not go back up quickly or at all. Typically, it does. But in the bull run, note this. If this is your first bull run, if you go up significantly, take profits. Because it can sell off and never come back. Meaning, you bought something at $1, it runs up to $7, it goes down to $3. It never gets above $4 again. Why? Well, before it's turned to run up again, we're in a bear market. Let me know if that makes sense or it doesn't. So don't expect everything to keep going, sell off, and then keep going again. That does not happen. Happens to some. The majority, it doesn't. Everything has not everything. Most things have its time. Most projects, main projects have its time. Not everything does, though. Some of the projects I'm heavily down on, AMP and Alchemy Play and all that, they may never run up again. They may not, for multiple reasons. No interest, people got burnt, people sold out, and they released too many tokens like AMP did. They had 30-some billion, now they have 80-some billion. Who's buying that shit? Not me. Even though people buy memes with 500 trillion. But don't worry about, let's think of the one I was talking about the other day, the SHIP project last week. Chronotech. Time, T-I-M-E is the symbol. Okay, I was talking about it when it was like $16. Jumped up to 33. After that, jumped up to $33.76. Back down to $23. The volume is typically like 100 grand on it. Volume got to like a few million on it, 6-7 million or whatever. Maybe it was a little less. Now the volume is back to 1.2 million. It's down 81%, the volume. So it may not run up again. It will, I believe, in a bull market. But everything has its time. Know that. Monica, happy Friday. And yeah, Moonwell will do fine. You just have to be patient. It's a patient game. We're all patient in this week. You know, the majority of people new to crypto will lose if they listen to the fools and they don't take profits. Always take profits. I think it's a little too early to take profits now, but, you know, when we get into the thick of things, when things start moving up again, you know, have no fear. But, I mean, let's see Aave. Aave got up to $200. It's back down to $158. I mean, things move, and that's because of token supply. It has so little, it moves up very quick. But there are some good buys if you want to take advantage now. I mean, Proppy, you know, I could have sold it at $2 and bought it back right here. I may not see $2 again in Proppy for a month or so, or 2 months, or at all. And that will be on me, not that I didn't take profits. XRP could not handle the 92 cent. Got to 92 cents. Back to 88. Let's see if it can break through. It's been trying all morning. AIOZ can't get over the hump. 76 cents. Back down 75. You know, but I'm sure if you're diversified like me, majority of your portfolio is red. Out of my whole portfolio, because I like to be transparent, I will tell you what is green. Not what projects, but how many. And I don't know how many I have. Over 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 projects are in the green today. Some of them are up 20%. Some of them are up 18%. And some of them up are a half a percent. So, I mean, we're playing the game right now. People are spooked with Fed comments yesterday. But he was right with what he's saying. We're going to take our time to do this. We can't rush in and just drop every time. Can't rush in to 2.5% interest rates. And if you notice on the videos I posted this morning, and please watch those short videos on data, you need to know the data of the economy. That'll tell you where we're at in the mindset, because they had the Chicago Fed president on afterwards, after the second video I played this morning, reiterating Powell's comments, saying we foresee the lowering over the next 12 to 18 months. But we're in no hurry. We are not going to move away from our 2% inflation target. And right now, core inflation is stubborn. Inflation doesn't come down easily. You've been to the grocery store. You're seeing that prices aren't really going down. It's just month over month. Some is actually rising right now. I can tell you that. I'm there every day, and at least something has gone up a little. A couple things have a price break, but the majority aren't. And he's saying 2.8 core is too high. So don't assume. And mortgage and then my other one with Home Depot CEO on there, he mentioned home sales. Not looking good in the residential market. Mortgage rates are going up. Interest rates are coming down. That is not good. That is not good. You have to know this stuff, because we follow all these macro points. We need home sales to improve, and that will only happen with new home builds, new home starts, and mortgage rates coming down dramatically. It's amazing how mortgage rates went up, and my money market, one of the accounts I have was getting 4.6%. It's getting 2.2% within 2 months. That's a bank for you, my brothers and sisters. So we are in somewhat of a bubble in regards to equities and everything. I'm hoping not for a retracement back. To eat a steak in this weather. Well, enjoy, Sigma. You can, if you want to eat that, help yourself. If you choose to eat the flesh of an animal, I can't stop you. Enjoy. Enjoy that and the next one in line at the slaughterhouse. So how about the nominees that Trump has done? Love the RFK nominee. You guys won't. He's going to tell you what to eat. And he's right. And he's not an anti-vaxxer. He just wants to question it. What are we putting into our bodies? I love that he's against processed food. I eat processed food. He does not. Not all the time. But I am human. He's an anti-pharmaceutical coverage of our government and our society. There's only 2 countries in the world that have commercials for pharmaceuticals. Us and New Zealand. New Zealand is bought and paid for by the pharmaceutical companies. Guess who else is, media-wise? We are. Our media is bought and paid for by the pharmaceutical companies. Look at the commercials. Look at the commercials. Get a commercial for a Big Mac. Next commercial is for cholesterol medicine. Get a commercial for Outback Steakhouse. Next commercial is Lipitor. Sleeping meds. Depression meds. What do those depression meds do? Give you suicidal thoughts. So I like him. Jay Clayton, Trump's nominee, supposedly for the Southern District of New York, U.S. Attorney. I'm not a fan of that at all. He's a piece of shit. Not just because what he did to Ripple, he's just a scumbag, Went after many people. He did go after Elon Musk, which I'm all for. I'm not an Elon Musk fan at all. Speaking of, I'm new to X. If you want to check me out on X, I suck at it, but trying to get some traction for our community here. But Jay Clayton can be bought and paid for. And the thought of him being where New York is the strictest with crypto, unless he has totally been transformed, even though he has no credibility, even if he was totally pro-crypto, it just speaks volume of his character. I will say, though, if he changes his tune and Trump was able to buy him and change him into a total pro-crypto advocate, I'm good with that. But he's a scumbag. He's like Gary. I just don't like when people flip like that, Then he went into the crypto industry. It's just not good in my book. Gotta drive. I'll circle back after. Okay, hey C90. What's up, brother? You're right. I won't like him. I like his ideas. I voted RFK too, but I want people to have the freedom to choose. Yes. And I don't think he'll get a ton done. He just might bring light to the facts that people don't know. I mean, what is he going to be able to do? Maybe he wants some accountability with the FDA. And the FDA came out talking about how a lot of them were going to leave. Good. The FDA is a joke. The USDA is a bigger joke. I see them all the time at slaughterhouses. If people want to eat processed food, they should have every right to, but they should know what it's doing to them. The reason America is so unhealthy is because of processed food. Look, I eat Oreos. They're vegan. I eat Triscuits. They're vegan. I go to the plants where they're all made. You just need to know what you're doing, what you're putting in yourself. They're chemicals. All that food, every food that you eat, and I'll get off of this in a second, just explaining, in a grocery store, in a food store, whatever you call it, when you go into there, there's only one healthy section of it, and it's the produce, the fresh section. The rest of it, everything else has been, including vegan junk food, produced in a laboratory. It's not real food. Triscuits are not real food. Flour is not real food. Sugar is not real food. It's delicious. It's addictive. But it's not real. Our body doesn't know how to react to it. Look at pictures from the 1960s on the beach. 1960s. Just look at pictures from the beach, some videos. Then look at it today. Look at America today. I'm just saying, I'm not fat shaming. I am saying it's what we put into our body that fuels us and causes all of this disease. Enough of that. Imagine if he took Drew's lip dinners away from our health. Yeah. Absolutely. But Sigma, go ahead and enjoy that steak if you need. Bitcoin 89. Will we have bullish sentiment this weekend? Will we be able to, with hopefully no FUD or anything this weekend, get back into the 90s? I'm hoping so. And I'm not sure where the shorts are above us, but we could use that. Another little rally up, because that might invoke some confidence in alts. Right now, things are shaking up a little bit. We went up fast. Most of your alts are not where you bought them or where they need to go. But it is very possible with the weekend here that we trend upwards. I don't know that to be a fact. But with the volume and everything that's happening, the likelihood is decent unless the miners manipulate it. But I would think they wouldn't want to sell a ton. They're stupid if they do. Whales and miners are stupid if they sell on the weekends. Why? They start selling at 89,000. All that volume, there will be nothing to catch it. There will be no ETFs to catch it. There will be no Michael Saylors to catch it. So the next sell they get is at 87, 86. Then we hit some longs and boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, they're selling it at 80 grand. You wait until the week is here where you can have institutional buyers. At least that's the smart way to do it, right? Would you rather sell 10,000 Bitcoin at 90K, 89K, or 86K? Well, the math is obvious. Yes. So a little bit annoying. This, how we're just kind of in a holding period, even a downward little period with 3, 4, 5%, 7% on many of these, if not more. We will get the momentum back because the volume is there, but a lot of that right now is sell volume. I mean, Bitcoin's holding pretty strong. At least from my data here, it looks like we got, close to 91,000, 90,700, but down to, let's see. I'm just looking at today's numbers. 87K, 88, back to 87, and this is early morning. Then we've been trending 89, hit 90 around 7 a.m., back down. So we're in the 89, 90 range. Maybe stuck there for a bit. Maybe stuck there. But this is actually good. It's better to be in a holding period here of accumulation and liquidation of some of the miners and whales. Let them get out, clear out the cobwebs there for the next leg up, for the institutions to come in, meaning the ETFs, and take Bitcoin to the next level. And then what we care about the most goes up as well. Really, you got to follow the leader. As we know, Bitcoin goes down, we go down. And back to what I was saying about the alt season, that it's not guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed in life in regards to that. It's all about timing. Bitcoin could top off at, let's say, 130K, and then we think it's alt season time. With that, remember, alts will go up, but it won't. The money, theoretically, like I said, is when all the money, the last bull run, every YouTuber, and I was not doing this, was saying, just wait. We're almost at alt season. Just wait. The it's going to come out of Bitcoin and into alts, and then you have a month or 2 months or 3 months of 1,000, 20x's, 100x's. It never happened. Some projects did because Mark Zuckerberg wasn't looked at as a complete robot there. He went in and changed the name to Meta, Decentraland, Sandbox. All those Meta tokens jumped up. Metaverse tokens jumped up. Then it was Crash City, you know. Central Land went from like 20 cents to $4, something like that, $3. Sandbox, same thing. But then the market crashed for all the reasons I've talked about in the past. Second wave of COVID and Elon Musk not taking Bitcoin anymore. That was before then, but it was a trend down. The war in Ukraine and the Fed pivoting and saying, whoops, inflation wasn't transitory. So that's why am I saying this? That's the whole point. 1,000% is about taking profits. Because if you hold everything and don't take profits from now until, let's say then, whenever then is, it's in a month or it's in 18 months, I don't know. If you've never taken any profits, you're not going to want to sell when it breaks down, if that happens. And then you're going to be left for years holding shitty bags like I did with a few, like with AMP and a couple other things. I always say those because it's a good representation of what not to do. I sold a ton, but there's a few I held on that were a significant amount. So the moral of the story is always take profits along the way. You know, something like Proppy that went up to $2 from 80 cents. The smart thing would have been, from me, is to sell 50% of it. I did not. I'm okay with that because we're so early. But the smart thing, even as early as we are, this is me talking about what is smart to do, but what I didn't do. Right? Some people who know the right thing to do don't always do it. Right? I preach about health and everything like that and how I can help with that, but I don't eat perfectly. The smart thing would have been to sell half of it. Take the rest of that. Could have bought it back at 122 today. Or I could have allocated it somewhere else. You always take out money for taxes and profit, though. Or just sat on it, waiting to see what happens. So please, please, please take profits along the way. If it doubles, triples, quadruples, goes up 1,000x after you sold it, it's okay. Don't look back. You made money. We're in it to make money only. XLM had a nice move up. Yep, XLM will move because of XRP, but I'm not a fan. But definitely that will lag, but somewhat follow eventually. Cody down, Marlin down. Say cannot catch a break. I did buy more XLR. Love the project. I just don't know. Not sure if when it's going to get its break. I mean, I've been DCing all the way down and haven't brought my cost of entry from $1 to I'm around 80 cents now for my average buy-in. So the DCing has been nice. I was in the money at some point, but you know, I'll keep it up. I will buy more of that, but I just want to wait and see what happens. Definitely in a waiting period, but I do love seeing the volume where we're at. Yeah, Monica, I can't, I don't know if you're in XLM. If not, it's not one I can recommend. It will definitely move. I don't love the tokenomics of it. I don't love, anything about the project as well. But you'll definitely see a spike in it. You're also going to see a spike when people come in retail. Like I'll always say this, when Ethereum reaches $4,000 or $5,000 and Bitcoin's at 95 or above, whatever it may be, you're going to have new people come in and they're not going to buy Bitcoin. They're not going to buy Ethereum. They'll be new. They'll buy Ethereum Classic. That's worthless. Because people don't want to spend, when they're new into crypto, their last thing they want to do is buy something that's 5,000 when they could buy something that I don't even know where Classic is now, in the teens or 20s or whatever. I try to steer people away from doing that. But the truth of the matter is this, it'll go up because of that. Oh, you did? Good. Good sell. Good job. Yeah, so let's see what happens this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Don't tell me what happens to the fight tonight. I'm supposed to watch it with my 15-year-old, but she's going to be at a place, so I got to watch it. I'm going to lock myself in a dark room, and I'm talking about the Tyson fight. She's going to a play, coming home and watch it after that, but I have to make sure I don't see what happens. Because the fight's at 7 my time, p.m., and her play begins at 7. I don't know if any of you are watching that. Not a boxing lover, but I have to see this. Almost seems like a marketing stunt to me, but it's a good payday for both of them. So what else? Everyone have good plans for the weekend? If you're new here, don't be afraid to comment. I'll answer anything. Not that I'm a genius, but we have a nice community here. If you're new, subscribe if you would. I'll let you decide if you want to like the video. And let me know what I could do to help you guys. Yeah, Moonwell's trending up a little bit. I don't think we're going to see anything significant on these things until Bitcoin makes a next move up. And when I say next move, it's got to get, 92, 93,000. The Powell really messed us up a little bit with his comments. They were not hawkish. They were not dovish. They were realistic like he always is. And I appreciate that. Because the last thing we want is lowering and us getting it back into a pickle or him to pivot, which I don't think will happen, but we don't want to heat up our economy too quickly, which it is not, just numbers are. Trust me, I'm in the manufacturing and everything in the States and globally. Nothing is heated up except for prices. And we need some more, people disagree, but we need some, everyone says, we'll go up anyways. It doesn't matter about Trump. Well, yeah, we will, but to get some more fuel, it'd be great to hear him come out and start talking about crypto again. That will give confidence. Just waiting for retail to pour in. Yes, we got some time. We've got some time. They're not going to come in. They're slowly coming in. But when Bitcoin's stagnant like this, and they will start coming in soon enough. But we have to wake up again. We had a nice little run for a little weekish, and we'll get back there. But it has to be a consistent leg up, and communication on the media, to tell you the truth. That's where retail is going to wake up, and they're going to see that. They're not looking at the markets like we are day in, day out, every second of the day, if you will, which is not healthy. But they, once they keep seeing it and they hear about it, which they're not right now, maybe some people saw it on the news here and there, or they read about it, but it's not consistent. Once it's consistent, you'll get the calls, because you've been talking about it, everyone. Been talking about it since you started. You'll get the calls, and then you'll know. Hope you're having a great day. When would you sell AIOZ and Injective? Good. Hope you're having a great day, Procyon. So, Injective, I have targets at. It all depends on where the market is. Okay, let me preface that. I always say that. It depends. If we're heading down, I'm selling it now. If I thought for good. My goal would be in the $100 range. In the $100 range. Because it could get there, no problem. But it's going to take a lot of heat back into it. AIOZ, got to see what happens. A few dollars. If we get the narrative, AIOZ will easily, in my view, my opinion, and this is someone who owns it at a penny and more. I bought it, since then. But my biggest bags are at a penny. A few dollars. Because there's no reason, if the AI narrative and crypto gets out of control and we get some influx in AI, in crypto that can actually sustain itself for months, not 4 or 5 days or 6 days and then boom. I'm talking about continuous for a month. $5. But I'll let you know when I'm selling that shit. I will let everyone know. Not that you should copy what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm talking about in regards to that. I think it's important for me to share when I'm getting out of stuff and taking profits. Now I may sell the majority of it and keep maybe 10,000, 20,000 worth. I don't know. So it all depends on the market, but not even close to now. Not at $1, not at $2. No way. Not happening. So AIOZ, it's had a huge run up over a year. It's up 3,200%. You hear that? 3,200%. That's not even when it was in a bull market. Probably my best pick in ages. And I wish, if I knew, I would have taken, woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? A couple $100,000 into it. Then I'd be a seller right now. Then I would have sold, back in March, April, or whenever it was, May, when it was $1.09. Then I would have unloaded quite a bit. So have a plan when to sell, but you don't necessarily have to stick with it 100%. And I always go over that. It's like if you blow past that number, that dollar number where you want to sell it, and you're at $1.30, see where it goes. Nothing wrong with selling it at $1.30, some of it. See where it goes. Get your principal out. Get your initial investment out. Then it's free money. Cool. It's hard for me to know when to sell. I mostly do stocks and hold them. Yeah, long. I have no idea when to sell stocks. Almost so crypto. Yeah, I got killed on stocks when I was a young man. Made a ton of money and I lost a ton of money. Selling's the hardest part. Buying's easy. Buying low is not easy, meaning like, if this hits 10,000, Bitcoin hits 10,000, I'm buying 100 grand worth, or I'm buying one, $10,000 worth. And then it gets 10 and you're like, it's going to go to 5. That's the human mentality. Don't worry about that. You ever have questions on that? I can at least give my opinion. It's not it's not financial advice or whatever the hell they say, but I can give you my thoughts. You tell me where you bought it, how much you're up. There's nothing wrong. It depends on your horizon. What are you looking to do? What are you looking to make? What is your financial goal? All that shit comes into play. But if you're up good money, there's nothing wrong with taking out your principal and a little bit of profits. But you always have to take money out for taxes. Remember that. All right, my brothers and sisters, I'm going to bail. It's Friday. If there's anything you need from me, do me a favor. C90, have a good day. Monica. Procyon. Whoever else is on here. Skull, if you come on later. Good day. Hot Sauce. Carlos. Jackson. Sands. Juper. All my trolls, too. Love y'all. New people, subscribe if you will. And I'll talk to you soon. I'll go live this weekend. Just let me know what you want. I got a lot of soccer this weekend. I'll do what I can. Ton of soccer. We'll see. It's the last weekend for that for now. Peace and love. Comment if there's anything you need. Let me know. Be good.